Is it time for a small pullback for Bitcoin, or even maybe a pump, extra pump you can say? And what altcoins we need to watch if Bitcoin pumps or dumps? Okay, so now let's go straight to your BTC chart. Okay, so as of now you're low. Your Bitcoin pump from here at around $26,658 to all the way to this resistance. Okay, so it broke even this resistance of 27,474 to go all the way to your next resistance, which is around 28,760 resistance. Okay, so right now if it's bearish, which more probably you can expect a bearish since it pumped from year to year, right? So if it's bearish, it'll take some time, it'll take a lot of time. On a 4 chart it'll take one candle, two candle, and maybe a third candle where we can short. Okay, once it breaks this support at around 28,760 support. Okay, so once it breaks this support, makes a resistance, that's the time we short. Okay, so it will take some time for this. But if it's again one more pump we are expecting, if only we are expecting another pump, it will happen right now. Once it broke this resistance, it will make a support, that's the time we can enter. Okay, so right now we know all this, right? We need to take this data into your Ethereum, all your layer 1 altcoins, which I'll do now, and also what altcoins we need to watch. But first, if you like content like this, just hit the like button. Okay, it's there down, so that YouTube also recommends videos like this. Okay, so now let's go straight to your Ethereum chart. Okay, so as for Ethereum chart, it will be the same. We're kind of expecting a small pullback, but if it's a pump, you know that your Ethereum will break this resistance at around $1,823. Once it breaks, makes a support, that's the time we enter. Okay, or for another case, for another bull case, it does a small higher high, another higher high, and the next high low will attack here. That's for your bull case, right? If your Bitcoin is bullish. But if it's in a bearish case, it'll kind of do a higher high and a small high low. That's the time we enter short. Okay, so this will take some time. Once for the bearish part will take some time, that's the time we enter short, and we ride it all the way to this support around $1,770. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your AVAX. Okay, so for AVAX also, it found from here so big gain from $11 to $12.30. Okay, so as for the bull case, it needs to break this resistance around $12.38. Once it breaks, makes the support, that's the time we can enter long. And for the bearish case, the same. Okay, so we are expecting a higher high and a small high low. That's the time we enter short, and we ride it all the way to this support at around $11.86. Okay, for your Solana chart, we are expecting the same. Okay, so it needs to break this resistance at around $16.96. Once it breaks that support, once it breaks this resistance, make a support, that's the time we enter longs. Okay, we re-enter long. Right now we are selling it right here. Okay, and for a bearish, we need to expect this pattern. Okay, on a 4 chart, a higher high and the next high low we need to short, and we need to ride it all the way to $14.11. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your dot. Okay, so for dot chart also almost the same, but for dot chart it kind of is still on this, it broke this resistance. Okay, right now if your Bitcoin is bullish, for the bullish part, it right now it broke, and once it makes support and it bounces, that's the time we enter. Okay, but we need to check on BTC. If your Bitcoin bounces, then we'll surely enter this position. Otherwise, it's kind of going to break this support at around $4.66. Break the support, makes a resistance, that's the time we enter short. Okay, and more probably it's going to be ranging in this only, this from this resistance to this support, where we can put our take profits. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your Cardano. Okay, so for Cardano chart, we can sell right here, and we can re-enter only once it breaks this resistance around 0.30. And once it makes support, we can re-enter, right? For the bearish part is right here only, when your Bitcoin also, if your Bitcoin also is bearish, this will happen. It kind of gives a high high and the next high low, we know. And your Bitcoin is also bearish, we enter short right here. Okay, right here also, once it breaks this support, and we ride it all the way to 0.24 for your ADA Cardano. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your algo. Okay, so algo, we don't need to enter a long or short position, but if you're long term bullish on algo, it touched here at the bottom of 0.09 cents in 2018, and right now it's 2023. So if you're bullish on algo, buying at this anyway here would be a good entry, right, for the long term if you're bullish on algo. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your near. Okay, so for near chart, we are expecting it to go little bit more high to around this resistance at around $1.39. Once it goes there anyway here, you all can sell, and only once it breaks, makes support, you all can re-enter. Okay, and for the bearish part is it kind of gives a higher high and a small high low. That's the time we know that it's going down, and your Bitcoin also looks bearish, right? So we short it right here and we ride it all the way to $1.25. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your phantom. Okay, so phantom chart also pumped nicely. Well, bought it right here would be a good entry, and selling it right here. Only once it, you can say now, once it breaks, which is already broken, once it breaks nicely, makes support, that's the time we enter it right here. And if it does this, your Bitcoin also will be bullish, right? And we need to enter it right here, and you can ride it all the way to your next resistance, which is here around 0.30 cents. But for the bearish part, which more probably we're expecting, which will give a higher high and a small high low, that's the time we are kind of expecting a bearish, and we short it right here, and your Bitcoin is also bearish, and we ride it all the way to this support around 0.25 cents. Okay, so now let's go into your crypto trends, okay, to see which coin we need to short, which high volatility, short or long. Okay, so now we seen CFX, STX, we'll put flow also there, and then 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀 also. Okay, so now let's go into your crypto trends, and right now we see that your render is here. Okay, so for render is just pumping. Okay, right now if it kind of gives a, right now we're expecting a, I'll just put it full screen so I can see. Okay, so right now we kind of expect a support on this resistance, right? It broke this resistance. Right now it kind of will expect a support. Once it makes a support, that's the time we enter longs. Okay, if your Bitcoin is also bullish. But if it's bearish, once it breaks this support, makes a resistance, that's the time we can enter short. Okay, and we can ride it all the way to this resistance, now $2.09. Okay, so that's for a render chart. Now let's see into your next chart, which is your STX. Okay, so for STX right now, for your STX, okay, so STX pumps so hard. Okay, so from here to here, okay, so that's a big pump. Okay, so if your Bitcoin is bearish, this coin we need to short. Okay, so once it breaks this support by bearish part, right now it can give a small higher low, and that's the time we can enter short right here, or once it breaks this support. Okay, once it breaks, makes a resistance, that's the time we can enter short right here. That's only if your Bitcoin is bearish. But if your Bitcoin is bullish, you can expect a kind of, it can bounce back this support, can go all the way to your next resistance, which is around here. Okay, for your STX. Okay, 0.80 cents. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your INJ. Okay, so for INJ also, right now if it's bearish, we expect it'll give a higher high on a 4 chart. The next high low will attack. It'll take time for the bearish thing to come. Okay, but if it's bullish, it'll break this resistance around $7.35. Once it breaks this, makes the support, that's the time we enter longs, and we can say ride it all the way to this resistance around $8.07. Okay, so now let's go into your next one, which is your OP. Okay, so for OP we don't, okay, we can even short OP. Okay, but OP is like bottomed out. This is the bottom that it ever had. Okay, so OP will leave. Okay, so we don't short, can only buy OP, because you see on a long term, right, the OP has dumped so hard. See, it dumped so hard from here to here. Okay, so we'll leave OP. Okay, so now let's go into straight to your crypto news. Okay, so Polygon co-founder proposes 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 upgrade to improve security. Okay, so as you all know about Polygon, right, which Polygon is a proof of stake chain. Right now Polygon co-founder proposed a proposal on the Polygon chain where you all can go and vote, where it's making its main chain, which is a proof of stake chain, compatible to ZK technology. Okay, so what the ZK technology will do, that it will enhance the security and accelerate the transaction speed of Polygon, and even improve the scalability of Polygon. Okay, so this all integration with the ZK into Polygon will attract the utility of your Polygon chain, which right now, you know, everyone's using Polygon, right? And once they do the 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 to a proof of stake chain, which is Polygon, it will only increase the price of Polygon, which will result in the positive impact of your Polygon token. Okay, so right now if you see a Polygon token on a daily, let's see it on a daily, let me put it as full screen. Okay, so right now you see that your Polygon is just at its bottom, right, at around 0.45 cents. Okay, so from here it is, so if it comes over here, it's a good steal to buy Polygon. Okay, and keep it for a long term, since you all know that your Polygon is also being a ZK chain. Okay, so that's it for your crypto trends and your crypto charts and your crypto news. If you like content like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ping the notification bell on so you don't miss content like this and you're early to watch. Okay, so peace out, crypto fam.